So, this, everybody, is mono blue control or desert control. This is a very weird one because it runs Delver of Secrets, which is generally speaking like an aggressive or tempo style card, you know, and it tends to fit into that kind of shell more than anything else. However, this is pretty much a hard control deck for the most part. I've sort of split it up into the four main parts here. There's card draw, there's counter spells, there's interaction, and then there's finishers. So I'll just run through them all very, very quickly. So Preordain, we've seen this before in thousands of different decks across multiple formats. So good, it's banned in Modern. You scry 2, draw a card. In this deck, you need to find pieces at specific times, and Preordain is one of the best things to do that with. You know, you can look at 2 cards and be like, are either of these what I'm looking for? No, get rid of them, keep digging. Sometimes you need a counter spell, sometimes you need a finisher or something. So this helps you pivot and find the right piece at the right time. Here is our main piece of card advantage. Accumulated knowledge. 1 and a blue for an instant. Draw a card, then draw cards equal to the number of cards named accumulated knowledge in all graveyards. So the first one draws 1, the second one draws 2, the third one draws 3, and the fourth one draws 4, which is sweet. It's really sweet. It also counts your opponent's accumulated knowledge, so if they happen to have some, you can get this weird sort of sub game of who's going to cast AK when, and it's very interesting. It's something that a lot of blue players quite like the concept of, but that's in there. It's our main piece of interaction. A lot of this, by the way, is actually nearly all of it is instant speed, just FYI. Next up, we've got 3 Augur of Bolas. This is great to slow down aggressive decks because a lot of things don't really have 3 power in order to punch through a booty like Augur of Balls over here. So, by the way, I'll probably be calling it Augur of Balls going forward because Bolas is Portuguese for balls. So yes, that means his name is Nicol Balls. But yeah, so we have 3 Augur of Bolas. They are great. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Get an instant or sorcery card. Put one of them into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of the library in any order. We have 1 merchant scroll because sometimes you just need to find a specific thing. You know, sometimes you just need a piece of interaction or whichever it is. So we got this. We have Tragic Lesson, which is 2 and a blue for an instant where you could draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you return a land you control to its owner's hand. And this has been showing up in a lot of formats recently. This land in particular, Mystic Sanctuary. So, Mystic Sanctuary, when it enters the battlefield, control 3 or more islands, you put an instant or sorcery from your graveyard on top of your library. So what we are looking to do here is cast Tragic Lesson, return Mystic Sanctuary to your hand, play Mystic Sanctuary, put Tragic Lesson back on top of the library, and then you'll be able to draw it again. And this is a recurring piece of card advantage. Nate Fennelly subscribed for 14 months now at this point. Welcome along, bud. You used to love Mono Blue and Pauper. This is an alteration of Mono Blue in Pauper. This is a control variant. So it doesn't quite run the tempo strategy that Mono Blue Delver normally would run. This instead is Desert Control, which actually I will be getting to very shortly as to why it's called that. Next up, we got counter spells. We can run through these very, very quickly. 3 Force Spike, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. Sure, we've got actual factual counter spell. Everyone knows what this does. We have 2 Exclude, 2 and a blue for an instant. This is very powerful in Pauper. Counter target creature spell, draw a card. So a lot of the critical spells in Pauper tend to be creatures in nearly every deck. It's nearly always creatures. So this is very, very useful. Deprive is here as well because it is essentially a counter spell, except as an additional cost to cast it, you return a land you control to your hand. And that means we can use Mystic Sanctuary we can return Mystic Sanctuary to our hand after casting Deprive, play Mystic Sanctuary, put a Deprive back on top of our library, and we have a mini loop with counter spells instead, so we can technically counter spell lock them as well. This is the Pauper equivalent of Mystic Sanctuary and Cryptic Command. Then the last counter spell we have here is one of my favorite counter spells, possibly of all time, and that's Memory Lapse. It's 1 and a blue for an instant counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, put it on top of its owner's library instead of into that player's graveyard. So you can play some weird, interesting games with this. First of all, if you counter a spell with this is like Pauper's Remand, if you want to look at it that way. So it's, instead of putting it into their hand and you drawing a card, it's on top of their library and you don't draw a card. So it's the same sort of effect of tempo play. It's just, it's a little bit slower in a way, but it is extremely powerful, because if your opponent just tries to resolve some little dud thing in order to try and bait a counter out and you end up memory lapsing him, you've denied them a draw step. Like, even if you counter something bad with this, it's good for the most part. And now we are moving on to our interaction, and this is where the namesake card of the deck will come in. So we have 2 repulse, 2 and a blue for an instant, return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card. So this just cares, if you can't tell already, this cares so much about having cards in hand. Lots and lots of card advantage in this. Nearly every card replaces itself. This is very, very critical. This is particularly good against stuff like Gurmag Anglers. We also have 1 Echoing Truth, which return target non-land permanent and all of the permanents with the same name as that permanent to its owner's hand. Nice and sweet as well. And then 1 Snap, 1 and a blue for an instant, return target creature to its owner's hand, untap up to 2 lands. So you can bounce a creature, untap lands, and then use an accumulated knowledge or a tragic lesson or whatever it might be. And then the last piece of interaction we have is in the mana base, and that is Desert, the namesake card. So you can tap it to add a colorless, or tap it to have Desert deal 1 damage to target attacking creature and activate this ability only during the end of combat step. So what you can do is you can do something like block with Augur of Bolus, and then before combat is finished, you can tap a Desert and deal another point of damage to it. That's 2 damage. It's fantastic. It's really, really useful. And what the great thing is, if you get more than one of these deserts out, you just hold them up and your opponent pretty much can't attack for the most part. So it's really, really sweet. The version you played also had Ponder and Treasure Cruise and Gush. That is that's an old list now at this point. But yeah, I miss that deck for sure. I miss that deck. Yes. So finally, then we have, like I said, we've got the 4 Delver of Secrets here, because we can put this down on turn 1 and then just have it win the game while we're controlling the board and that kind of thing, or we can drop it late game and it'll get us there. And then finally we have 3 Spire Golem, 6 mana, 2/4 flyer with affinity for islands. So if we have 1 island out, this will cost 5. We probably won't be able to cast it at that point. But if we have 6 islands out, it is free. It is a 0 mana 2/4. That's incredible. Why are some normal islands and some snow covered? Good question, to which I do not have an answer. That's all. Honestly, this is the latest list that I'd gotten that someone had 5-0'd with, and they had 3 islands in here, and I don't know why, but I just kept them. There could be some sort of important thing somewhere. Maybe they played against, maybe they just really liked their snow-covered island and they needed, but they had a mono-black Ponza opponent and they didn't want to take damage from having snow-covered things being blown up. Who knows? So I'm just staying true to the list. In the sideboard, we've got some pretty good pieces, to be honest. We have 3 Annul, 1 blue mana for an instant, counter target artifact or enchantment spell. We have 3 Bebs, blue elemental blast, counter target red spell or destroy target red permanent. We have 2 Dispel, which is nice against the more spell-based combo decks or other decks running counters. 1 blue for counter target instant spell. We have Piracy Charm, which is a very sweet one, and there are some lists that I've seen this been run main deck. Choose 1, target creature gains island walk until end of turn. It's fine. Target creature gets +2/-1, so you can use this to help increase the clock with the Delver, or you can kill a 1 toughness creature, or you can have target player discard a card. Now this is at instant speed, so if your opponent is top decking and in their draw step, you can use Piracy Charm to make them discard that card, and then they can't really do anything about it unless it's an instant speed spell. Echoing Truth, pretty much necessary for matchups like elves and that kind of thing, where you need to make sure that they just get things off of the board, get rid of them, get away. We have Stormbound Geist to come in against other Delver based matchups. We have 2 Curse of Chains. Enchant creature at the beginning of each upkeep, tap enchanted creature. This is really good against the likes of Ulamog's Crushers or Gurmag Anglers, that kind of thing. And then we got 1 Relic of Progenitus. Personally, my list, I probably would go down probably the Curse of Chains and an Annul and go up some more relics, but I suppose we'll see how it goes. It may not be super relevant, you know. Could just be the extra 5 ticks. It could be. It could well be. It could well be. This, by the way, in case anybody is wondering, because one of the reasons that I am doing this whole Pauper run and everything with the decks on the stream is the cost. So a lot of people are starting to play in Magic Online recently because of the whole pandemic, the whole situation. We're all stuck indoors. We got to do something to occupy ourselves. This is 18 ticks online. If you wanted to reduce the cost of it, you could change these snow-covered islands to basic islands and cost nothing extra. And this will come down to under 10 ticks, I think. Am I right in saying that? No, it'll that was the paper price. That will come down to about 14 ticks in total. So there's very, very little in it. Also, the Merchant Scroll is not necessary. It's nice to have, but if you don't have that, you can always add another Repulse if you want. Leanne is here. She was just had to pop out to the shop very quickly. So you can say hello to everybody. There's no quick popping to the shop anymore, that's correct. But
it's an ordeal.
It is definitely an ordeal. Traumatic Visions should be in more controllers range than mono blue. I'm not sure what that does. Let me just double check. Oh, Leanna's got chocolate with hazelnuts in it. Traumatic Visions. Okay, Traumatic Visions is 3 and a blue for an instant counter target spell with basic land cycling 1. I'm not convinced by it, mostly because the counter spells that we run currently, I don't know what you would swap it for, because Deprive and Counterspell are way too powerful. Memory Lapse is the same. Exclude, if you're not convinced by Exclude, it means you haven't cast it enough times, in my personal opinion. It could be worth trying out for sure, but I personally don't see where it would fit. Maybe not in this build, but maybe there are builds that it would work in. Keeping a 2 meter sticks in front of you to bait people off with. Yeah, kinda. It is kind of like that now. If anybody, by the way, is that obviously there's more than just people from Ireland in the chat. But if there's anyone that is in other parts of the world, absolutely let me know how you guys are getting on. How you folks are getting on, because it's fascinating, some of the places and how they're dealing with things. Always like to hear more about it, you know. Make sure you're always hitting land drops. I've never really had much of a problem with this deck anyway. Again, like I said, there are multiple different control decks that are running blue, so it could fit in another one. But I've never had a problem with hitting land drops in this. I know, with that said, I'm about to have problems because I always jinx it. Excuse me, I'll have a sip of tea. You just walk past Lloyd's. 6 people in the queue outside, probably spaced over 100 meters. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. It's the same here. Like we have our supermarkets here, like Tesco and Dunnes Stores and Super Value and all those. People are standing people are spaced outside, down around the corner, 2 meters apart the whole way down, and like that's the best way to do it, to be honest. You know. Yeah. What did I say? What did I say? I said we were gonna have land problems. I was gonna jinx it. It's Molt. We got 1. All right, what can we do with 1? And we're on the draw. I think I'd keep this. I think I would keep this. But what would I put to the bottom? It'd be the Spire Golem, but my My main concern here is that if we don't get our second land, we are basically dead. Let's be risky. Let's be risky. Let's be risky. Send this fire golem back and just hope and pray. Thoughts and prayers, folks. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, we're against a white deck. Oh, that's fun. Oh no. Okay, so this is mono white heroic. Basically, they look to take advantage of the heroic mechanic, which is a really sweet mechanic. We could be in a lot of trouble. Now, the thing to worry about here is, should I have the Delver? Should I try and race this, or should I try and stop them? I think I'm gonna have to try and do a race. I'm not feeling comfortable about this one necessarily. We're low on interactive spells, as in once something is resolved. So, especially something with 4 toughness. That's like the one thing we don't want to see, and we see it first game. Yeah, it would not save me from either of those hands. Okay. This is not the kind of board state that the mono blue deck wants to be facing on turn 2. Yeah, I'm taking 6. Or I'm taking 2, sorry. 6. Jeez. Alright. Yep. Land. Come on, land. Oh no. Oh, we're dead. We're so dead. Not only, in my head I was like, you know what? If it's an island, sweet. If not, at least we flip the Delver. It was one of the only cards in the deck that did neither. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is, I mean, Baron's Eye, Matt, you can all vouch for this. The first match of every single stream is among the worst you've ever seen. Every single time. So, we're gonna have a hard time here. Hopefully the bounce will be able to do it. Hopefully. There is a chance that they have it's a desert. That's not too bad actually. No, I don't want to reveal it, but I will play this. I'm not against an Augur of Boneless here, but I think I'm okay with passing the turn though, because this gives me the option to hold up the desert to ping something, which doesn't really do a whole lot actually. What do we do here? Because if we play an Augur of Bolus, that's another way to block, and it forces them to have to suit up in a particular way. Like that warrior token, the 2/2 warrior token becomes completely irrelevant unless they strap something else on it, which means that it's leaving it more open to getting bounced. I think they're reading desert. I think they're reading desert here. Written rule: the blue decks shouldn't get land screwed. Okay. I think. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I can. Maybe I'll hold it. Maybe I will hold up. I will hold up because those warrior tokens have the same name, so I'll be able to echoing truth both, which means we'll be left with just this, which would be quite nice. I think. Not amazing, but fine. Oh, we gotta hope they don't do something here. Yeah, let's try it. Let's go. Ooh. If they have like a God's Willing or something, we're in a lot of trouble. I think they do. Oh, Karametra's Blessing's even worse. I forgot about that card. I forgot that card existed. Oh, blown out hard. Blown out very hard. We should have targeted this. We should have targeted this and at least made them waste it. That was it. That was a punt on my part. Absolutely massive mistake there. Like I said, worst game's always first. This Delver also doesn't want to flip for some reason. Yes, I'll reveal this finally. Okay. I actually think the best thing we can do here is just start getting some ground, hopefully. Accumulated knowledge is not the worst. Put a Delver in an island in any order. I think I want to attack here. I don't think holding this back to chump block is going to be worth it. I don't think, but maybe not. See what I can see going on here, because we're tapped out, they could probably safely suit up something onto the warrior token and attack with both, forcing me to either lose my Ogre Bolus to the warrior token or block this and take more damage from the token. So this ain't good. It doesn't help that we were on the draw. We were on the draw, and I kept a poor hand, to be honest. I shouldn't have kept that hand, but if they have another Carametric Blessing, we're as good as dead. I think our best hope here is commit enough to the board and hope from there on, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do. This feels like we're in a lot of trouble. I really feel like we could do okay with... Oh, God, here we go. Okay. I think we could do okay with an island on top. I'm going to block here, because that way if they want to... They could just have 2 more Carametric Blessings and we're dead. Or as good as dead. Yeah, that's okay. What was another one? Oh no. Yeah, they're going wide. This is not going to bode well for us. Okay, island. This allows us to desert something, so it's not the worst, but it's not the best. I'm going to have to pass. If we didn't miss the land drop early, I think we would have been in a much better situation. But we'll be able to, if they don't suit up the warrior, we'll be able to block there with the Augur Bolus and use the desert. Total MTG, mate. 5. Thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate it, bud. Very much appreciated. We could just be dead here, though. Okay, so I think what I want to do, right? This is gonna seem weird, but we're kind of just dead to anything anyway. Okay, we're kind of just dead to anything. So if we block here and here, even if they try and blow us out on either of these, the desert will kill the other one. If that makes sense. Okay, I don't want them to draw that again, so I'm actually gonna just straight up counter this. I think we're basically dead, but not fully. Okay, so we need to stay in our, we need to have a stop in our end combat phase. So that we can... Oh, it's in... I put a stop on our end combat phase, not theirs. Oh, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Oh, crap. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I punted that one right out the window and into the bin. Not good. Okay, what's good here, though, is Curse of Chains is pretty decent. Curse of changes pretty deep. Okay, cool. Thanks, opponent. Alright, looks like we're going into a new game against Cloak. Yeah, that would be... Mono White Heroic will be a rough matchup. It would definitely be a rough matchup. I think it would be play draw dependent, to be honest. It would be play draw dependent. Now, this is one of the problems that the deck can have. Weird hands. So the weird hand here is that we have 2 lands, and that's fine. But our counter spells are double blue. We're likely to draw into another one. This allows us to interact with small creatures and stuff. And we can still counter some things, so yeah, I'll keep this. We're on the draw again, though, so I both love and hate them too. I both love and hate the. I kind of don't like them, like the slow trips and stuff as well, like the draw card at the beginning of the next upkeep. That's not really my bag. Oh, we're screwed. Oh no! So this is a 1-mana 2/2, and at the beginning of the upkeep, tap it unless they pay 1 life. This ain't good. This ain't good. Okay. People are playing a lot of aggro recently. What did I draw there? Let me see. Echoing Truth. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. Snow-covered island, and I'm gonna pass. They could be playing an aggressive slant of zombies because Carnifage is a zombie. They could also be playing, I think it's 14 Swamp Black, that runs like Dark Rituals and like all 1-drops, which is pretty good. But the fact that they've played a second land suggests to me that they aren't that, because the likelihood of finding more than 1 land in that deck is very low. So we shall see. Top deck and Pauper at the moment, it's kind of the same as it's always been, which is this is very rough. It's the Prison Tron, the Stonehorn Tron, control deck that locks people out of playing and all that kind of stuff. I can't recommend it. It's super slow on Moto. It's super unfun in my opinion. I think I'm gonna have to let this resolve. Force Spike is gonna get useless very quickly. That's nice though. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the desert, and I'm gonna pass. The reason for this is because they're probably reading desert. It's not unlikely. Because what they can do, what this does is this threatens. I'm gonna always yield to that. This threatens an activation from desert on Carrion Feeder if they attack with it, which means that they'll have to sack the Carnifage in order to have Carrion Feeder survive. It's kind of forcing them into specific plays, essentially. So yeah, see, they can't attack with Carrion Feeder because they don't want to lose it, which means that this is fine, actually. Shepherd of Rot. Tap to have each player lose 1 life for each zombie on the battlefield. Yeah, that's a no from me, dog. Nope. The only deck you've in paper made is mono red. Yeah, I mean, like, it's fine. To be honest, Modern and Pauper have a lot in common in terms of if you know your deck and you know it really well and you know your matchups and you practice it to bits, like you will be fine. You will be absolutely fine. Snow-covered island, and I'm gonna pass the turn. Just wonders if we're in it. Yeah, yeah. Shepherd of Rot's it's a hell of a card. They're definitely on zombies. If I wasn't clear enough about that yet. This is definitely zombies. Zombies is a tough one and has been showing up a lot more lately. I found interestingly. Desert also printed in a From the Vault set. Yes. Okay, I don't want to have to deal with 2 bodies, so I think I'm going to... Do I memory lapse this? Or do I just counterspell it? think I counterspell this. I would rather not have to deal with it again. Yeah, see, holding up that, like, Desert is basically just a mini fog here, essentially, because it means that they can't attack with the carrion feeder, which is quite nice. End step. Oh, okay, so it could be risky here and try and get our third island, which I think I'm gonna do. Oh no. Actually, I quite like Snap here. Put this on the bottom, put this on top, and I'll draw it. And I'm just gonna play Mystic Sanctuary. I think that's the way to go. Mono red is solid since it tends to finish before Tron gets set up. Yeah, for sure. If you want to just keep beating Tron, yeah, play something like Burn or Delver. Burn or Delver. Delver's more reliable because you can just disrupt while providing a clock. Do I care about this? I think I actually care about this. But do I? Because you see, they get some value off this, but it means I'll have to counterspell, which I don't particularly want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna let this happen. I'm gonna aim for Shepherd or Rot. Oh no, Lazotep Reaver. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do here is I can snap something and then untap 2 islands and counterspell the Lazotep Reaver again. I think I'm gonna bounce the Carrion Feeder. I think that's the scarier thing. I can counter that next turn. Untap and untap, and then counterspell. Lol. Okay, so we're slowly but surely getting there. Slowly but surely. Starting to stabilize a little bit. They've got 4 cards in hand. Another island would be nice here. Deprive is fine. Yeah, honestly, I actually think Snap needs to be more copies in this deck. I think 2 Snap and like 3 Repulse. I definitely feel like it's short on I want to counter this. I will return an island. The reason I'm not using Memory Lapse is because I don't want to put it back on top only for them to just get it again by like cycling in a Barrymore or whichever. So okay. Do I want to bounce the Carnophage now? I don't think so. I think I just want to go Exclude is beautiful draw here actually. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Good to see you, bud. Keep in touch. Keep in touch. I'll be in and out of the creator Discord and stuff as well. Can I do anything here? Not particularly, I don't think. Cycle Jump on Polluter. Lose life equals the number of zombies on the battlefield. I mean, that really feels like an Echoing Truth kind of job right now, but I really want to hold up Exclude here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Getting to a point where I'm really gonna have to bounce this this Carnophage soon. I wouldn't mind a body on the ground at some stage. It feels like their hand is just full of removal because they're not really doing much, but yeah. I'm gonna take the damage here. They might just hold on the Scry for the Omen of the Dead. If they pass turn, I assume that's what they're doing. Yeah, no, I can't have that I can't have that come down. I'm gonna counter spell and draw a card. Merchant Scroll's okay. We only have the one snap in the deck though, so that's off the table here. End step, nice. Not casting anything else is sweet. So this is beautiful now. So we can use Tragic Lesson at the end of this turn to draw 2 cards, return Mystic Sanctuary, play Mystic Sanctuary, put Deprive on top, and then we can start doing a counterspell loop. That's quite nice. The problem here is we need to get rid of this Carnophage, but I think we can manage that. I think we can manage. Hopefully. Okay, beginning of combat. Yep, I'm gonna take another 2. This turn, if I have the mana, I'm going to bounce the Carnophage, I think. I unfortunately will not have the mana because I have to get rid of this. If they go to pass the turn now, I'll Tragic Lesson. This is going to be sweet. Draw 2 cards. Then I'm going to bounce Mystic Sanctuary to my hand. Then I'm going to play Mystic Sanctuary. I'm going to put... What do I want to put on top? Do I want to put Deprive? I don't have... I've got the one counterspell. Let me just think for a moment here. So I can put Tragic Lesson back on top, draw it with Preordain. That's a waste of a Preordain, to be honest. I could draw it with Accumulated Knowledge. I think I like that, actually. Yeah, no, that'll put me at 3, and that'll leave me too close to danger range. I think I need something that bounces the land in my hand. So I think I'm going to go with Deprive here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Deprive here. Yes. And then I'm going to... I can do all this at instant speed, so this is fine. I'm going to accumulate a knowledge if they try and cast something. I'm hoping they don't. They probably will, but hoping they won't. Yep. That's fine. Yep, I'm down to 3. This is getting tight. Accumulated knowledge. Draw. Deprive this. Bounce Mystic Sanctuary to my hand. End step. Really need another land, to be honest. I think I'm going to Snow Covered Island here, and I'm going to hold the Mystic Sanctuary for now, because I can actually preordain here now. I can preordain to find exactly this, in fact. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put on top and I'm gonna put on bottom, and then draw. Do I want to play this just yet? No, I want to be able to bounce this and then counter something, I think. This is getting tight, though. This is getting very tight. Okay, it seems they drew a land. Ghoul Razor. I'm going to counter that. Hopefully this works. Combat step. Declare attackers. Sure. I'm going to bounce this. This has been holding up pretty okay, actually, to be honest. If we draw another desert, we're actually in a great spot. Okay, not ideal, not ideal. What do I need to put on top of my deck? Do I need to put anything on top of my deck? Do I cast Merchant Scroll? Do I cast Augur of Bolus? The cards in hand, by the way, I assume they have are probably removal spells like Tragic Slip. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play Merchant Scroll. I'm gonna go and get. Do I want Repulse? I think I'm gonna get Repulse. And then I'm gonna play Mystic Sanctuary and put Tragic Lesson back on top. Okay. Hopefully this works. They're half dead as well. I'd like to point that out. The longer we stay alive, they're just going to keep paying into the Carnophage. So, beginning of combat. Yep. We're going to have to repulse this now. Yep. They're going to use this opportunity to play out something, no doubt. Yeah. Oh no, Gary. Oh, Gary does it. Gary does it. That's exact. That's exact. Oh. Oof. That's rough. That's rough. That was exactly. That was close. That was very close. All right. I think Cursed Chains can come in. I'm gonna give my opponent a quick GG. I can bring in a relic. I think that's fair. I don't think I like the Piracy Charms or the Annuls. Echoing Truth, yeah, it's more interaction, to be honest. More interaction. That was rough, yeah. They managed to resolve a Gary against Counterspell deck. That's really something. Alright, what doesn't feel super great here? I think I'm gonna drop one Delver because we're gonna want to turn the corner at some point, but I don't think we're gonna try a race, so I don't think we need too many of them. Memory Lapse is only really good against other decks that have like a lot of that have like bigger plays and stuff, so I think that's probably the best that we can do. Probably. Stormbreath Ghost only blocks creatures with flying. I think the problem here is the Cursed Chains doesn't even do that much. I'd love to play first, yes. This looks like a great start. Yep, for sure. Turn 1 Delver, never bad. Turn 1 Delver, over to you. Alright. So, I think some of the key cards to watch out for here. Things like Carrion Feeder. Ghoul Razor. Probably the... what's it called? The... Omen of the Dead. Oh! Enchanted creature gets +2, -1. Yeah. That'll kill a Delver. That'll kill a Delver. This has been actually working quite well in a lot of decks. I'm gonna play a desert. I'm gonna play an Augur of Balls, and I'll get a counterspell. seems decent. Yeah, pass turn. Festering mummy, sure. Carrion feeder. Alright. I won't say no to snapping back my Augur Bolus. That may not be a terrible idea. Just got that island. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think what I want to do is I want to pass the turn here because we can actually activate desert twice here. If we do things correctly, we can stop, we can snap, we can tap the desert at the end combat phase to deal 1 damage to something, then snap something, snap say like the Augur Bolus back, and then use the desert to kill off the other thing, which is actually pretty sweet. So I think this is going to be quite interesting. So they don't have good attacks here. This is going to be pretty good. Hopefully. Let's block with the Augur Bolus. They're going to sack Festering Mummy and put a counter on Augur Bolus. And that is okay. Now, do we want to snap their Carrion Feeder? Or do we want to snap our Augur Bolus? I think I'm okay with snapping their Carrion Feeder, but I'd like to reset the Bolus with the counter on it. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Okay, put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder. Yeah, no, they've kind of played around it, so I think I want to snap this back. Yeah, I think I want to snap this back. If they want to just straight up kill it, that's unfortunate, but they're using cards to do this, so kind of okay with this too, really. Yeah, I mean, like they used 2 cards to deal with our 2, so we're kind of at parity for that. I'm fine with that. In step, okay, and we got a Curse of Change. That's real sweet. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to Relic, and then Curse of Chains. We have to be concerned about, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could have a Gurmag Angler. I think we're better off waiting this turn to put the Curse of Chains on. Yeah, I'm on 5 of card draw. Exactly, yeah. So the reason that I'm not putting Curse of Chains on the Carrion Feeder right now is like my life total's fine. My life total is totally fine. They can actually just slam a Gurmag Angler here if they wanted to. Do I care about this? Not really, to be honest. Beginning of combat, sure. They want to swing in. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm going to pop the Relic if they don't do anything else here, because okay, so that's 2 bodies. I definitely want to get rid of that. So definitely going to get rid of that. They could be sneaking some stuff in here. Yeah, so this is what I was trying to play around. So they basically just get 2 cards back now, and I can't really do anything about it. That's, yeah. Our opponent's playing very well. They could be the same person that we played against them playing zombies last week, because they also played expertly. Played very, very well. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to try and get to A second desert isn't terrible. A second desert isn't terrible. Well, we're definitely bottoming this. Second desert. You know what? I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna cursor change this. Yeah. I think that's probably my best line here. I don't think if they're running a lot of the Ghoul Raisers and the Ghoul Caller's Chant and stuff, I really don't think they're going to be running. I really don't think they're going to be running Gurmag Anglers as well. I think it would be too unreliable to execute their normal game plan and pay for a massive delve cost as well. So yep, not much I can do about that. Yep. At least with the deserts now, we can start taking care of stuff. A second carry fee. Why have I got the perfect answer every time? Oh my god. The wrong time to be tapping out. Jeez. I mean, that's all the cards in our hand now. So we're... Yep. Oof, my bones. Well, at least they aren't attacking here, so... okay, I think it's safe to assume that we're on 2 lands now, because we need to hold up these deserts to kill stuff, basically. So I'm going to pay the 1 on this. Got a preordain. Yep, tap enchanted creature. That's not what I want. Okay, we're gonna have to find another land here. Oh God, really? This forces them to do. Nah, I can't risk it right now. I don't think. Augur of Bolus is actually pretty decent. I'll happily pay for that. Gempan Polluter. Well, they're empty-handed, so if it is coming, there's nothing we can do to stop it. So Repulse is fine. Repulse is fine. Any order. Pass that turn over. And so they still can't attack with a lot of their creatures, I believe. Well, actually no, they could just make a carrying feeder really big. Well, they can't cast a Gary currently, so if they draw a Gary, I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, opponent going to combat. Going to combat. Now, what's tough here is these festering mummies. I'm not against going for a block on the zombie army, to be honest. Because if they drew another Lazotep Reaver, they can play it and make this too big then for us to desert it. If we block here, they're just going to sack one of these, put a counter on this, and then kill it. If we block one of these, they'll just... I actually think it's okay to block a Festering Mummy. This is bad, because all they have to do is sack a Festering Mummy and we lose our bolus. They'll sacrifice the 2 of those, get in the damage anyway with the Carrion Feeder. So this is off the table, this is off the table. It's between the Festering Mummy and a Zombie Army, and I think I'm actually going for the Zombie Army. This is bad combat. This is very bad combat. So they can sack both Festering Mummies to... Oh, they're just sacking it to put a counter on it? Sure. Sure, that's fine. This now minimizes the use of their Carrion Feeder. Like, they'll sack it to the Carrion Feeder and put a counter on the Augur Bolus, that's fine. But they haven't got the extra point of damage for it. It could be because it's post-combat. It's still in the combat step. It's just in end combat, so it's after damage. Combat is difficult with this deck. Combat is difficult with this deck for a number of reasons, but yeah. Why are they bringing in Spellbomb? Oh, they saw the Mystic Sanctuary loop. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Honestly, it's not the kind of thing that I want to be doing against this deck. I kind of just want to get them dead. So, or they're just gonna try and draw another thing while I'm yeah, they're trying to draw into more gas while I'm tapped out, so that I can't do anything about it. Basically, here's to hoping they draw a land or something. Oh no! Their draws have been insane. Oh, this is rough. This is rough as toast, let me tell you. Oh boy. Oh god. Okay. I really feel like I want to play zombies now. I really want to play zombies now. Okay, so this was our only answer to Carrion Feeder. They're going to be able to play around Force Spike now, no problem. At least we can Tragic Lesson. Alright. Yep. Yeah, that was alright. That was alright. Okay, let's go to combat. Let's go to combat. Okay, so let's block. Let's imagine this again. So we can chump the Carrion Feeder. We can chump the Carrion Feeder. They put 2 through. It's actually not terrible. It's not actually terrible. So we can block the Lazotep Reaver. They'll sack the Festering Mummy to hit the Augur of Bolus. And then kill it. But then we can just kill the Lazotep Reaver post-combat, and then they won't get the value out of it for Carrion Feeder, but then we're stuck with a big Carrion Feeder regardless. I think that's the way to go. I think I'm going to block here. Yeah. We're going way down on the clock, by the way. Welcome along, Rogue Zebra. Yeah, okay, declare blockers, sure. End of combat, I am going to 1 damage to this. This is the one that won the vote, yes. Orzhov was ahead for the first few minutes, but then it went just a little bit ahead. What was the end result on it again there? Let me take a look. Boop da boop. Yeah, it got 10% ahead of the rest. Cool. So we have this massive problem. We have this massive problem. Another repulse would be sweet. They're putting a counter on there. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. That just means the combat's less complicated for us now. We just have one big thing to worry about. This deck's hard. By the way. I will say, if anybody is thinking of picking up Mono Blue Desert Control, it's a tough one. I'm gonna discard the Force Spike because they know about it. They're not stupid. They've been playing very well. I would not be surprised to see them. Okay. If we accumulated knowledge here, we're just gonna draw into something else. Like I think what I want to try and find here is like I don't know what I'm looking for here. And another repulse, I guess. Well, that ain't gonna help. Did I play a land? I did. I played a land. So there's a chance that we're just dead here. So I think what we have to do is actually just pass the turn. Oh god. Oh god. If this was Orzhov Pestilence, we'd be laughing right now. We'd be having a great time. There's a lot of exile effects. There's a lot of that stuff in it. Now the reason why I held this up is because if they play a creature here, we have to counter it or we lose. Because they land it, they can sacrifice it to the Carrion Feeder, make it 7 power, and then kill us with one shot. Oh, Ghoul Crawler's Chant. This could be a ploy. This could actually be a ploy to try and get us to counter this instead of the next thing, but I actually think we have to counter it. We can't have them having access to so many creatures and we're so low on counter spells. If they now just play a creature, we lose the game. So yeah, we lose. Alright. I'll let them do it. But yeah, basically they play a Carrion Feeder here. They attack for 6. Before damage, they sacrifice the Carrion Feeder and do 7. Yep. Very well played, opponent. Very well played. That was tough. That was tough going. That was a slog. Yeah, that was whoa. Yeah, I think for more creature based matchups, I think I would be more inclined to want to have more interaction and fewer counter spells, I think. So like more snaps, more repulses, that kind of thing. And if it's a very creature heavy thing, I would probably consider dropping the deprives for excludes. Because that way you can just keep churning through. If we're very creature heavy, that might be something to consider. This might look like a bad hand, but I'm kind of digging it. Like, this is technically 2 pieces of removal, right? Technically 2 pieces of removal, and these 3 lands alone mean that we play this. And we've a counter spell. Like, it's land heavy for sure, but like, I think I'm into this. Watch as I just get mangled now. If this is heroic again, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, it's mono white equipment. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to deal with that. But okay. Interesting choice, opponent. I was considering playing the desert there so that they can't attack with that unless they have an equipment, but I felt that was a bit loose considering they probably have a bone splitter. So, but they don't have a second land. Oh, that's good. If they have another land here, they don't. Okay. I think what I like here is playing the desert. I know it means we don't have access to deprive, but to be honest, I really don't think that we can afford to go down in the number of lands that we're playing. I think if anything, we need to be trying to drop more currently. This gives us the opportunity to force spike. Yeah, so that's hard to beat. That actually perfectly trades with our Spire Golem. Oh no. Oh, this isn't good. Okay. If that's all I do this turn, I'm kind of okay with it, actually, to be honest. Because this turn I play a desert, and now if they attack with this and don't do anything else, we can kill it with the 2 deserts, and then we can hold up a force spike. So we're not getting to Spire Golem anytime soon, but that's kind of okay. Actually, we can probably get to it next turn and hold up the deserts. That's also a good call. So, yep, that's a hard force spike from me, dog. Oh, that's a nice force spike, I gotta say. Let's see what they do if they attack. Oh, look at this! The power of the desert. They can get 4 damage in, but then it's dead. So I'm okay with this. Got another force spike. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so this currently costs 4. I don't want to tap out because then they'll be fine attacking and trading. So I'm okay with holding up a counterspell or a force spike Um, Actually, we have a number of options here. So we can force spike something, and then we can accumulate knowledge at end of turn if they choose not to attack. There are a lot of things that we can get on here. So here my concern would be having some dispel or something maybe. Otherwise, why are they running blue? It doesn't seem like a counterspell heavy deck, so Flare Husk. Flare Husk is kind of okay. It's more expensive to equip and stuff, so I'm not particularly worried about it. But end combat step, yeah, sure thing. Pass it over. We can't accumulate knowledge, unfortunately, but that's fine. Let's play an island. I think this is a fine turn to play the Spire Golem, I think, because it means that we'll be tapped out, but what we can do is we can hold up the deserts, so even if they play and equip something else, we can still kill it. I think I like that idea. Yeah, let's go that route. Let's go that route. We won't be able to accumulate a knowledge just yet, but hopefully next turn. Now, way the wheel get blown out here is if they have something that we didn't account for. Like, I assume they're just gonna play something that we don't know. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with trading this. Deal 1 damage here, kill it off. So we technically killed 2 creatures there that turn because they also got rid of the germ to equip it, so that's fine. Exclude is beautiful. Beautiful here. I think we're in a very commanding position right now. We have 3 counters available. All of them are pretty efficient. That's getting excluded, dog. I'm just gonna tap the deserts. We have no use for them this time, so okay. Very soon, any additional Spire Golems are going to get become free. We're gonna have to get rid of as much equipment as possible. And we still have. Oh wait. Hold on, that's the end of combat step. Let's draw a card. Got another deprive. Okay. I'm good with. Do I want to put an exclude on top? I think I'll put an exclude on top. Yes, I'll use the ability, and then I'll pass the turn. So they might see this as a I need another counterspell right now, so I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try and resolve something, in which case we can deprive and bring the Mystic Sanctuary back, which is sweet. Scarlet Possibilities, scry to draw a card. Yeah? Seems like a weird inclusion. Like, I would definitely put Preordain in before that, but I'd also put in Omen of the Seaway before that too. Do I care about this anymore? I don't think I care about the equipment too much anymore. I think I just care about making sure that the creatures... Well, actually, no. I kind of care about the ones that provide toughness. So I think I'm going to counter this. And I'll return this land. We kind of have a bit of a loop going here now. So I'm going to play the Mystic Sanctuary. Put Deprive back on top. Okay. because we have 2 deprives, we can technically counterspell everything for the rest of the game. Provided they don't play too many things. I think they've seen the loop. So, yeah. Yeah, that was sweet. That's one of the ways in which we can win. We can just lock our opponent out entirely. Again, Cursive Change is really, really good. If we're in a creature heavy meta, absolutely main deck some of these. They're pretty good. Echoing Truth is definitely something that I'd want to bring in. It seems I have some flyers and stuff, so I'm okay with Stormbound Geist. I think I'm okay with the Piracy Charms as well, actually. And let's see what's too expensive for us to be casting. I don't think I like Memory Lapse in this matchup, so I think I'm gonna get rid of those. And I think the Augur of Boluses are gonna do minimal work here, possibly. So I'll pull 1, and I think I'll pull a Force Spike. I think it's probably just unfortunate that our opponent had a thing. I like a Null, but I don't know if I like too many of them. So I'll go with 2. And I'll probably just bring in 1 Piracy Charm now that I think of it. It's not super relevant, but it can be handy, if you know what I mean. And I think I'm gonna swap another Force Spike. Because we're on the draw here, so it's not gonna be very good. Well, it could be. It could be. Yeah, actually, I kind of like it. I kind of like Force Spike. I think. Yeah. I think. Yeah, no, screw it. Screw it. Let's go like this. See how this goes. There's a few interesting options that I'm not 100% sure on, but one way to find out. An null in the opener. On the draw, 1 land, 2 accumulated knowledge. We can very easily draw out of this. Very easily. And we've also got ways of interacting with stuff. I'm inclined to keep this. I know it seems risky, but I think I want to go with it. Sure. Okay. That's fine because they didn't play the equipment first, meaning that they... Yeah. Okay. Land would be great. Delver. I'm not going to play Delver here because I definitely want to hold up the annul. I think. Yeah. They're very clearly an equipment deck, so I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. Flare Husk. Let's get rid of that. They could just have another one. If that's the case, it's unfortunate, but yeah. Okay. Could really do with the land coming up here. Please? Okay, we're kind of at the same impasse again. Do we hold up the annul? Do we play a Delver? I think we need to hold up the annul. We are definitely control oriented. If we were more of a tempo build that could definitely race, I would consider the Delver over the annul. But I think, yeah, I mean, like this is backbreaking. It's handy that we drew 2 annul, but like they're just gonna, yeah. So we got a 3/3 flyer to deal with. Not the worst, because again, if we don't draw anything good here, Delver, if it flips, we'll be able to trade with it in its current state. So that's kind of okay. Oh my god. Deck, please. Deck, why you do this? Oh, they're gonna have a whole turn of doing whatever they want. There's a blue source, but it's tapped, so that's something. Yep. Oh, rough. Very rough. Yep, that was probably our best out into winning the game. Oreo Glaive Master gets +1/+1 of first strike if it is equipped. This is actually very similar. I had a mono white equipment list. Was the first Pauper deck that I've ever used, and of course, of course, yep. Oh, we're so dead, so dead. It's okay though. We'll be able to. We'll be able to take it back in game 3, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. What can we even do here? I think we accumulated knowledge and tried to find a land. Honestly. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, it's a good job I did that because the Ogre Bolus wouldn't have done anything either. It would have found us a non-land, and yeah. We're in an awful lot of trouble here. Maybe the opening hand wasn't to keep. Maybe I just saw a sideboard card and went, you know what? Let's go. Wow. Alright, well. I don't think we can survive here. This has to be like Land Delver and they have nothing. Which I don't believe for a second. Yeah, no, there's no land in that. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're dead. Let's go to the next game. Hopefully draw more lands. Okay. On the play, I think I want to get rid of the. Do I want to change the Ogre Boluses for 4 spikes again? Ogre Bolus for 4 spikes. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Actually, I did get the Delver I asked for. Yeah, okay. No, I think I want to actually keep the Ogre Bolus. The Ogre Balls. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep them in because it is a more creature-based match. I think the Merchant Scroll is actually not particularly impactful here. And I also am not a huge fan of the Deprives, to be perfectly honest. I know it's how we won the first game, but I don't think it's something we want to be aiming for in this match. I feel it might be a little unreliable. Like we have to develop quite heavily to get there. So I'd like to play first. Okay, let's make those cards at least a little bigger. I quite like a hand with Snap Accumulated Knowledge. And I'm a big fan of a Desert with a Snap as well. So yeah, this feels like a keep. There's no counter spells, but like we can just tempo them out like crazy. Does exclude, but it's turn 3. Maybe this is too slow for this matchup. Ooh. Oh to God, I do not have hiccups now. That would not be ideal. I'm a big fan of Sriracha. I put it on literally everything, and lately because I've been eating such crap on account of being stuck in here, and just sort of cooking comfort food and whatever the hell I feel like, to be honest. It's rough. It's rough. I put a lot of Sriracha on everything, and my stomach's like, why? So, yeah. Okay, so I could represent a counterspell, and I think it'd be a waste of a snap if I held up the snap here. So I think I'm actually going to Ogre and Bolus. We're not hurting for lands right now, but I do want to try and get somewhere soon. Definitely, we're drawing our fair share of accumulated knowledges anyway. I'm kind of glad we did the Bolus there because they were not cards I wanted to draw. So, Yeah, but sriracha, too much of any spicy thing will potentially cause hiccups, and that's kind of what happened there. Yeah. Okay, Bone Splitter is very rough because that's now a 4 power first striker. Not easy to deal with. Thankfully, we have the old snappy combo, which we can play with. But yeah. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to play an island. This is risky, right? But I think the best line here is attack with Augur Bolus. Right? Attack with Augur Bolus. Pass the turn. Then when they attack, in the end combat stage, I will tap this to ping this. I'm gonna force spike this. Wait, no, hold on. Oh, that gets around it. Okay, that does get around it. I think I. Yeah, I think I'm gonna force spike it to make them not have it equipped this turn, at least. This is gonna be a tough one. Sure. You get it. You now can't do anything with it. Did they play a land for the turn? They did. So they're going to equip that. That's fine. I think what we need to do now is snap the Glaive Master and accumulated knowledge. And then next turn we can exclude it. It seems pretty decent. Untap. Then accumulate knowledge to draw a card. Doodle-doo. Draw into Spire Golem. Not bad. Go to combat. Attack with the Augur of Bolas. Let's hope this exclude does its job. Because if it doesn't, we might be in trouble. So, we shall see. Alright, let's be excluding you. Don't have a counterspell? Oh, they have a counterspell. Oh, there's Brainstorm. They can still have a counterspell. They can still have a Dispel or a Spell Pierce. I like the idea of a Spell Pierce in that deck. Flare Husk, sure. Not great, but we can kill the Germ, no problem, with the Augur and the Desert, so I'm fine with that. Repulse is also kind of gross. I think it's a case of just passing the turn here. Control it out. Oh, Leanne's back.
Hello.
Okay. This is looking like it might be the last game that we get in today, possibly. Oh no, we'd have time for another one. I'd say we have time for another one. I was looking at the time wrong. Do I care about this Kite Sail Apprentice? I really do. I really care about this apprentice. I'm okay with them equipping all the equipment to it though, and then bouncing it. This also works out too, because I can now block with the Augur Bolus and then deal damage. Yeah, this takes care of the Germ, so I don't have to worry about it. And then next turn will be able to repulse the Kite Sail Apprentice once they've equipped everything. And I still get to draw cards here now. So I'm pretty comfortable where we are right now. Another desert is really good. Sorry, what's that other card that we drew there? An island. Okay, so this will get too big if we play out the Spire Golem now. So I think I want a snow covered island anyway. But then I think play a Delver because we can afford to fit that in. That's fine. And then I think we just pass the turn. I can pretty much guarantee they're going to go like land equipment, and I'm not going to be able to counter it. Okay, equip. Combat step. Do I try it now? They appeared to be very deliberate with only equipping the Bone Splitter. Did my fear being blown out? That might be the reason behind it. You know what? I'm gonna go for it because worst case scenario is they counter this and then they can't do anything else with the turn. That worked quite nicely. Now they have to play it again and do all sorts, so yeah, that's okay. A third desert would be insane. It's also nice that they chose to do this. I still don't understand. Like, I know this has flashback, but I don't understand using this over either Omen of the Sea or Preordain. This doesn't seem to make sense to me, but could be a reason for it. They might have discard outlets in blue-white, maybe? Okay, what is the top card? Snow-covered island. No, I don't want to reveal it. I'm going to play desert, however. That makes it look like I just drew that for this turn. And I mean, there's no point in holding the Delver back. So, whomp. In you go. I'll take that trade any day. Opponent, you spoil me. You spoil me. You got another one. Okay, well, I can... I'm okay with doing an accumulated knowledge on this. Draw 3. They were reasonable draws. We're drawing a lot of cards in this game. Another equip, yes. Another equip, yes. Combat step, do nothing, pass the turn. Okay, so I don't want a tragic lesson here because I've got plenty of cards to worry about. I think Echoing Truth on the Kitesail Apprentice is pretty good. Just interact a little bit. I'm okay with playing an island here and playing out a... Oh wait, hold on a second. I can pay for this using the deserts because there's no creatures that they don't like. None of their things have haste, so play that out. I'm okay with doing a Preordain to try and find a more legitimate hard counterspell. Or another desert, that's really good too. I'm gonna bottom both though. I think I just want to find something a little more meaningful. I'm gonna play an Augur Bolus here because I can find a Force Spike. I can find another Annul. I can find Piracy Charm is really good actually. Piracy Charm is going to be incredible here. We're going to be able to kill that thing before they equip anything. Hopefully. If they don't have a counterspell. The one of in from the board. This card is crazy. It feels very much like, I know it's planar chaos or whatever it is, like, but it feels very obviously like a color break. You know, color pie break. Like something gets negative and you discard a card. That feels like something you definitely don't get in blue. Oh, that was so good. That felt so good.
What am I supposed to do?
Make up the cookie recipe if you wanted. Okay. Just a moment, everybody. Okay. They have another one. Damn. Sure. Yeah. They have constant threats. The good thing though is that if they equip all that stuff, like we've got enough flying stuff, especially with the Stormbound Geist coming in this turn. That I don't really fear it that much anymore. What's in our bin that we might like the look of? I kind of like a Repulse. I wouldn't say no to a Repulse on top. Mystic Sanctuary. Let's get a Repulse. Yep, put this back on top. I'm happy to play out. Oh, they okay. They decided to concede. Mystic Sanctuary is probably a little too good for a little too good for Pauper, possibly. But I think our opponent had seen enough there. Okay, we can get in at least one more game. I'll be going until, or as close to, 6:30. It's currently 10 to 6 right now. 5:50 for all you American folks. Alright, let's take a look at our hand. This seems fine. I mean, we can turn one Delver, we can turn two Counterspell, we have a Desert. It seems pretty solid. We're yet to be on the play yet, though. So, okay, this I'm interested in this. This could be one of a couple of decks. It could be Fischl Brand, which is a combo deck that I love. It could be Songs of the Damned, which is a combo deck I don't particularly love. It could be Turbo Reanimator, which is another deck that I particularly love. This could be a number of good things. Cycling Baron more. This feels like Reanimator. Oh, what did we draw? Another Accumulated Knowledge. It loves giving us Accumulated Knowledge. Loves it. Lurching Rot Beast. Okay. This could be Cascade Reanimator? Okay. Maybe it's just cycling tribal. Oh, you know what it is? It's a Tortured Existence deck. It could be a mono black Tortured Existence deck. Bear with me on something there. Yes, end step. I'm gonna yield to this because I keep forgetting to. Yeah, it could be mono black Tortured Existence because this is absolutely a win condition of it. Snow Covered Island. No, I don't want to reveal that. Let's play at a snow covered island. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it is possible. Like, it is possible. You can just Tortured Existence and a bunch of cycling stuff and Stinkweed Imps, and, like, you're fine, right? Architects of Will. This looks, I'm not joking, this looks an awful lot like it's quote-unquote Pauper Living End. Basically, you have a lot of stuff that's over that's 4 CMC or higher, and then you just play a load of cycling cards that have the 4 CMC or higher, and then you have the Cascade cards in your deck, and they will Cascade and always hit Exhume, which is pretty sweet. But it's real janky. Like this is no, I know what this is. I think this is Songs of the Damned. This feels like Songs of the Damned. Yeah, here we go. Yep, it is Songs of the Damned. So all we have to do is just counter the last thing they do, and that's kind of it. They could have duresses if they do rip and peps, I guess, but like, what are you gonna do? Cabal Ritual? Yep, you gain all that mana. That's all good. You cycle away. So our opponent is already 20 cards into the deck on turn 3. So yeah, Relic is gonna come in. I care about a Skittering Scourge. Discard a card to add black mana. I mean, if we counter this, they kind of just don't do anything, right? Cool. Cool, I guess. To be fair, like most combo decks in Pauper do not want to see a Delver deck. They do not. It's like the absolute worst thing they can see. It's not necessarily auto-concede, no, because they cycle through so many cards, they can find their pieces again very quickly and very easily. But it is still very glass cannony, so they can recover from it, but it blows them out real hard, but not as hard as other decks, not as hard as some other combo decks like Reanimator. But yeah, like I'm fine with that. Like you do what you want, opponent. You're all good. Like, do I care about this? Honestly, not really. Like their win condition is going to be like Consume Spirit or whatever it's called, and like that's a-okay. I'm totally fine with that. Starting the combo step. I think they're just passing turn here. Yeah, I'm just going to accumulate knowledge. Be fine. No big deal. Yep, that's a beautiful draw. Yeah, it's gonna get countered by like a 4 spike or something. Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna play with the Spire Golem just yet because it will cost me 3, which means that I can only hold a 4 spike and not counterspell. And I am fine with them trading if they wish to do so. So note that they're down to 10 life. They've cycled a bunch of stuff already that has cost them life. Like they've cast Sign in Blood targeting themselves. They've cycled a bunch of Street Wraiths. They're not gonna be too hard to beat, to be honest. Yeah, end step. Let's just draw a bunch more cards. This is a deck that's on my list of decks to play shortly. So I think they're gonna have to start blocking soon. So this is a horrible, like, if you don't like combo decks and stuff, this is the kind of deck that you should appreciate for sure. I think I'm just gonna do this now. Play the Spire Golem. Now that will force them to deal with one of these two next turn. Nope, they're just dead. So essentially what they do is, that shadow was not common. Absolutely not, no. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to double check. I can't remember if Consume Spirit is a sorcery or an instant. It's a sorcery. Okay. Yes. The reason it's good now is because they got Ransack the Lab, and they've got Reaping the Graves and stuff, so they can really churn through that deck. I expect Duress is here. I expect Duress to come in, but that's okay. I don't want them to discard cards because they're happy to do that. Really feel like that's kind of all I'm bringing in. I can bring out an exclude. Honestly, I think I might actually just bring in like Stormbound Geist as just an additional threat, because these excludes are really poor. They don't do a whole lot at all. These are the Augur Bolus actually. Let me see what else is in the sideboard of this. The Vampiric Link, Essence Harvest, Last Rites. Yeah, no, they don't really. We have to be concerned about Last Rites. That's basically they discard any number of cards and then we get Thoughtseize and stuff. So I think we're kind of good with just this. Bring in a Stormbound Geist and a Relic and just keep the pressure on. I think that's probably our best line. We've 2 threats in hand. We've no counter spells. We're likely to be murdered by this, to be perfectly honest. I believe the deck is turn 1 kill capable, but it's incredibly rare. I'm gonna mulligan this. This feels real good, not gonna lie. I think I'm getting rid of the Preordain here. I'm getting rid of Preordain. No, I'll get rid of a Force Spike. I only want one. By the time you get somebody with a Force Spike, they're gonna play around it in future. So hopefully we'll just got him one time and then be good. As such, I'm kind of okay. Well, that's good. But I'm going to wait until next turn to play it. And I'm going to play it slowly and carefully. If we were playing Mono Blue Delver and not Mono Blue Desert Control, I would absolutely run out the Delver first. But here, I'm happy to hold up the Force Spike, and then next turn I can play the Relic and hold up Force Spike if... Yeah, see, like, this is fine. I can take my time here. So I'm going to play Relic. I'm going to have you exile a card from your graveyard. And then if they try to go off and do something, we can just pop that. If they try and find a way, if they have a way to try and deal with it, we can Force Spike it. That's fine too. The fact that we have 2 Force Spikes is quite nice. Because they are definitely low on lands. So I'm okay with this. I'm going to Preordain here, because if we find another land, that'd be gravy. There it is. I don't think we need to worry too much about that, but let's get this island on board, and now we can get a threat out while holding up either Relic Progenitus or Force Spike. So, like, we're in an incredibly comfortable position right here. Barnmore tapped. I think part of their problem here is this Relic, that because they're basically mono black, they can't really deal with. So let's see what I got. Yeah, let's flip it. Let's get some damage in. Turns out Delver's still a pretty decent card. This feels like probably one of the better matchups for this kind of deck, because they're so hard into it that, like, what are they going to be able to do, you know? Ransack the Lab is a really good card. Really improved the quality and consistency of that deck. Oh, they Dark Written. I'm okay with letting this happen. I want to see what happens. I think they're just trying to just churn through more stuff. Songs of the Damned in the bin. Free creature card in graveyard. Yeah, I'm gonna Force Spike it. I don't feel like I need to exile the graveyard just yet. So that's gotta feel pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like, it is a very cool deck, and like I said, that is a perfect example of an incredibly powerful deck in Pauper, but it's very easy to disrupt, and that's what makes it lower tier. You know, it's absolutely got the power level. The power level is definitely there, but the format is so interactive that it can't really thrive in there. That's the same person there, so I'm gonna try and avoid a game with them again, just because like I love winning against decks. Don't get me wrong, I love winning, but it won't be fun for them, and want to be able to show off something different. So hopefully we can get one more in. This is probably the last game here now, unless they concede early. But yeah, gotta love spiking them. Gotta love it. It's one of my favorite cards. I know it's not Pauper legal, but one of my favorite cards is Censor. It's just super flexible, has that real got 'em feel to it that Force Spike has as well. It's really fun to play. I really enjoy it. Okay, we're on the draw again. This is on the draw 4 games out of 4. So we have threats, we have ways to find gas, we have lands, and we have counterspells. This feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I would like this hand here. Probably mostly against something like Stompy, I would say. Because we have a way to race while also blocking and finding more interaction. And we can also counter their stuff. This feels pretty good. Utopia Sprawl. We're likely against Boggles here. And if we are, we're in trouble. They chose green for Utopia Sprawl, which actually hints to me that they're, and I'm not going to like this, there's a good chance that they're Ponza, actually. So let's play the Delver's Secrets. Let's watch as they Thermokarst us in the next turn. If they do, it's going to be pretty rough. Oh, Fertile Ground. Oh, this could be Pedal Festival either. Pedal Festival is a weird combo deck that wants to tap and untap the same land multiple times. They're kind of doing their own little, kind of like Lotus Field kind of job. Yes, I'd love to reveal our ripples. Now let's go to combat. So we're now well and truly into our sort of tempo game plan here now, which feels like it's the right thing to be against this deck. Whatever they're doing, they seem to be setting up for a lot of mana to pump into the one thing, which is something that this kind of deck will really do well with. Yep, it's Ponza. I'm definitely countering it. I was just trying to decide which one of the two would be better. I think this is better because it delays their draws by another turn, so they get a chance to look at fewer answers to this Delver, if they have any at all. It's likely they don't. So they've got 3 cards in hand. They're probably going to want to... If they play a land here, that tells me that one of the other cards that were in their hand was a land. Seems like it's all gas. If they just try and one fully Acid Mosses again, it's obviously going to get counterspelled. But... yeah, this is okay. This is okay for us. They want to resolve expensive spells, so it's kind of one of the reasons why. Okay, sure. They just quit out. That's fine. That's fine. I guess we're gonna try and squeeze in a final one, if we can. I like LD as well. I'm fine with Enchantment Ramp for LD because it can be crazy good. It can be crazy good, but it also means that you run the chance of, if anyone has anything to like tap or bounce a permanent in your upkeep or something that you can get heavily blown out, and I think that kind of allows for the balance of it. The LD that I find hard to deal with is mono black, because they can just be like Swamp Dark Ritual, blow it up on turn 1, and you're like, and then they do that like 2 more times and then drop a Gurmag Angler, and you're like, what? Like, how do you deal? There's no real way to deal with that anymore. This looks good to me. This looks fine. I think I'm just going to play Mystic Sanctuary Pass. I think, because I don't really have any effective turn 1 play. There's no point in burning a Preordain when I don't know what I'm playing against. There's no point in using it to dig for nothing. You know, we don't know what we're looking for. So, Putrid Imp. Okay, we're likely against Reanimator or Tortured Existence, maybe. I'd love to go against Tortured Existence. It's a fun deck. Play Desert. I'll pass. This way, if they try to attack with a Putrid Imp, we'll be able to just kill it, and that's fine too. Okay, this could be Rakdos Tortured Existence or Rakdos Madness, or I'm sorry, what? Rift Bolt. I don't understand. I'm very confused. I'll deal the damage to your creature. Did they just not read the... Okay, cool. Very weak to decks for proper land counts because it can come back when you're putting in anything that impacts the board. Yeah, that's it. I mean, like, there's upsides and downsides to everything. That's kind of why I'm okay with Ponza in the format in general, because it's not that big of a deal, really. Yeah, I still don't know what our opponent's actually properly trying to do here, so I'm fine with... Riftbolt is a really good target for memory lapse, like really good. So I think I'm going to do it, because that means that this goes on the stack. This is still their upkeep. This goes on the stack. I bounce it back into their hand. I bounce it onto the top of their library, and then they have to suspend it again. And this could mean that they miss out on a land drop, which would be huge. It'd be a massive tempo swing. So they didn't lose a land drop, but... Well, okay. Yeah, like the thing that I found in my experience with, is it like that kind of felt like a time walk there. In my experience with Panza in Pauper is, if your opponent just goes Island Delver, like, they can't beat that. They actually just can't beat it. I feel like I should start looking for something. Not 100% sure. I think I want to start getting like more threats. So I'm going to put this in the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to put this in the bottom. I'm going to put this in the top. I'm going to play it. And then next turn we can go Island Spire Golem. Your new favorite LD, just ramping via new cards like Orbital Grazer, Cheat Out, Fast Mana, via Hickory, Woodlot, and Crumbling Vestige. Yeah, that's cool. So this Delver could end up eating a Rift Bolt, and if that's the case, I think I'm okay with it, because if they start running out of gas now, because they've only got 3 cards left, so Leanne's in the background putting together a cookie mixture, by the way, because we've got D&D later tonight, and over Discord, and we normally like bring snacks or whatever when we do it face to face, but we obviously can't do that now. So,
I'm gonna make snacks.
Leanne's making the snacks. Normally I'm the person that would do all the cooking. She's the person with the brain. I'm the person with the cooking. Okay, I'm gonna play that now. Spire Golem will cost 2. I'm pretty okay with doing this, and then just going out. Magic has gradually increased the LD casting cost to average to 4, and that's where the best LD spells are. The newer ones anyway. That's where the best newer ones are. But I still think some of the best land destruction spells ever, I would say there are 2 mana: Smallpox and Sinkhole, in my opinion. Kind of miss the fact that they aren't really a thing, but okay. With that said, though, I'm kind of glad that Sinkhole is not legal in Pauper. I'd be okay with... What the hell does this do? Oh, they just concede? Okay. Sure. Cheaper's better. Utility. 4cc for the... more consistency. Game plan. I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't really seen many at 4. I definitely haven't seen any at 4. Like, I like a lot of the 3 ones. Like, particularly like Pillage and stuff is pretty good. Because that has flexibility in it. But generally speaking, like, particularly in the likes of Pauper anyway, you definitely want to be looking to be as efficient as possible. But yeah, it's... I don't know what was going on with that last game there, but that was it. That was it. I unfortunately don't think I would have time to jump into another one, but a quick wrap up on the deck and how I feel about it. I quite like it. I quite like it a lot. I've included this one as a choice to choose from the 4 that I put up in a poll on Twitter for the last couple of weeks, because I actually really wanted to play it for a while, and I really wanted to kind of push it. Normally I would just choose 4 at random, but I have been selecting this one specifically to throw in because it is good fun. It can feel quite bad to play against, particularly if it gets the claws in and starts doing the the deprive and the tragic lesson loop with Mystic Sanctuary. That can suck. But overall it's very, very good. If I was to change this now, I would I would probably go up to 4 ripples. I really feel like we needed to have more interaction. Actually, not 4. I would go 3 repulse and 3 snap. That's what I think I would do. Because snap feels really, really good. Because if you've only got 1 desert, what you can do is, if you have 1 desert and say 2 islands, in the end combat phase, you can tap the desert, deal damage to something, use snap, bounce back, say like your Augur of Bolus or whatever, and then untap the desert and then tap it again and deal another damage to it. Or if you've got 2 deserts, you can ping both, then you can use 2 islands to snap something, untap the 2 deserts and do another 2, so you can deal 4 damage to something. And like it's very, very flexible in that way, and I really, really like that. So I think snap should just be definitely like a 3 of in this list. Memory lapse is really, really, really good. Is similar to Remand against like lower to the ground decks and stuff. It's not as good. It's just not as good. But it is better against those decks than Remand would be, because it doesn't go back into their hand. So for example, if you were playing against Burn and they went Bolt and you went Remand, they would be like, whatever, Bolt again. Whereas with Memory Lapse, you go Bolt and they go no, it goes on top of your library and now you miss a draw step. That's leaps and bounds above. So I quite enjoyed that. Accumulated Knowledge just draws so many cards. It's just so good in this kind of build. Augur Bolus again, kind of necessary for the blocking early and finding pieces. Again, like I said, I don't think I like the deprive loop in this deck in particular. I don't think I'm for it personally. I also don't think Merchant Scroll is very necessary. So with these, I would change these to 2 snap and 1 repulse, and I would probably change a single force spike into another exclude. Exclude is just too good, to be perfectly honest. Exclude is just too good, and I don't think we saw enough of it there to really showcase how good the card is. It is exceptional. It is truly exceptional. I had a blast with this deck. I would happily play it again. I would build it in Pauper if there was more Pauper going on, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, this list comes in at a measly 18 ticks. 18 ticks on Magic Online. You can reduce the cost of it by 4.6 ticks by just changing the snow-covered islands, which are not necessary, to just islands. You would also reduce it by another 4 ticks if you were to remove the Merchant Scroll like I suggested, because the snaps cost nothing, the excludes cost nothing, the repulses cost nothing. Yeah, I would absolutely run it like that. I would, if you were in a very creature heavy meta, I would recommend a different deck, to be perfectly honest. But if you really wanted to go with it, I would recommend more excludes, more repulses, more snaps, more Curse of Chains. I could see 1 or 2 Piracy Charm going main board as well. They feel quite flexible. They're able to kill off a couple of little things. Just like I said, Mogus's Favor in mono black lists, like the zombies or the mono black control, seems to be able to hold its own pretty well. And that's because it's recurring. But this Piracy Charm isn't recurring. You can't escape it from the graveyard. But it does what Mogus's Favor does, but it also has the flexibility of being able to make your opponent discard card. So that's pretty good too. That is going to be it for myself. If you're not yet following me over on Twitter, please jump over there and do so if you want to keep up to date. This VOD, if you missed any of it and want to watch more of it, it will be probably rerun tonight and then put onto YouTube tomorrow. Over there on YouTube, I'm under Savantier. And yeah, there's Patreon, there's link for a coffee, there's donation link and stuff below if you want to do any of that stuff. If you want to sub as well, you can use your Amazon Prime if it's not being used anywhere else. You'll get a free sub out of it. You'll be able to use my dumb faces and emote. But that is it for myself. Until I've lost track of all the days, to be perfectly honest. What day? Today is Monday. Today is day. But that's it for myself. Whoa. I'm going into the wrong screens here. There we go. That's my face. Alright, thanks everybody for coming along. See you again soon, and until then, take it easy, wash your hands, and keep on janking.